Your cat eats wet food every day, but do you know what it is actually doing inside their body? This is a truth that most cat owners never find out. Today we are going to tell you everything that every cat owner should know. The first thing wet food does: hydration. The moment your cat takes that first bite of wet food, something extraordinary happens. Cats are descended from desert animals. Their wild ancestors, the African wildcat, lived in some of the driest environments on Earth. And because prey animals contain about 70% water, wildcats evolved to get almost all their hydration from food, not from a water bowl. Your domesticated cat still has that same biology. Here's the problem. Dry kibble contains only about 10% moisture. Wet food, anywhere between 70 and 80%. That's a staggering difference. When your cat eats wet food every single day, their body is receiving a constant, steady stream of water absorbed directly through the digestive system, delivered to organs, tissues, and cells without your cat ever needing to feel thirsty and walk to a bowl. And this matters more than most cat owners realize. Chronically dehydrated cats, cats who eat only dry food and drink too little water, are silently prone to something called FLUT, feline lower urinary tract disease. Crystals form in the bladder. Blockages develop, and in male cats especially. A urinary blockage is a life-threatening emergency that can kill within 24 to 48 hours. Daily wet food is one of the most powerful weapons against this. Veterinary studies have shown that cats eating wet food produce significantly more dilute urine, meaning the minerals that form those dangerous crystals simply get flushed out before they can cause damage. But hydration is just the beginning. What's happening inside the kidneys? Let's go deeper into the kidneys. A cat's kidneys are remarkable, but fragile. Chronic kidney disease, or CKD, is the #1 killer of senior cats. By age 15, studies suggest that up to 80% of cats have some degree of kidney disease. And here's where the wet food story gets genuinely dramatic. The kidneys need water to filter waste. When a cat is even mildly dehydrated, which cats on dry food diets frequently are, the kidneys work harder. The filtration becomes more concentrated. Over years, that constant low-grade stress quietly chips away at kidney tissue. When you feed wet food every day, you are giving those kidneys a gift, a continuous supply of the water they need to do their job with less strain. Research published in veterinary nephrology journals has linked higher moisture intake in cats with slower progression of early kidney disease. This isn't a cure. Cats with serious kidney disease need veterinary care, prescription diets, sometimes subcutaneous fluid therapy. But for a healthy cat, a young cat, daily wet food may be adding literal years to their kidney health, and you'd never know it because healthy kidneys are invisible. Now let's talk about something people almost never think about, something that happens in the gut. The gut reaction. Your cat's digestive tract is built for one thing: processing animal protein. Cats are obligate carnivores. That's not a preference. That's biology. Their intestines are short. Their liver enzymes are permanently tuned to break down protein and fat. They have almost no ability to digest large quantities of plant-based carbohydrates. Most commercial wet foods are high in protein, moderate in fat, and low in carbohydrates, much closer to the macronutrient profile of a wild prey animal than almost any dry kibble. When your cat eats wet food every day, their digestive system runs efficiently. The gut flora, the billions of bacteria living in the intestine, stabilizes around a diet it was designed for. Digestion is faster and more complete. Waste products are reduced. You'll notice this in the litter box. Cats on wet food diets often produce smaller, less odorous stools than cats on dry food. That's not a coincidence. It's their body actually using what they're eating, rather than passing filler and fiber straight through. But there's a flip side, and this is where it gets uncomfortable. Some cats develop loose stools or even diarrhea when first transitioned to wet food, or when the brand changes. The gut flora needs time to adjust. If you're switching your cat to daily wet food and you notice digestive upset, don't panic. Transition slowly. Mix it. Give the gut a week or two to adapt. Now let's talk about teeth, because this one surprises people. The dental truth no one wants to hear. You've probably heard it. Dry food cleans your cat's teeth. Wet food rots them. This is one of the most persistent myths in pet nutrition, and it's only partially true. Yes, Wet food is softer. It doesn't provide the mechanical abrasion against teeth that crunching hard kibble does. And yes, if your cat eats wet food every single day with no other dental care, plaque and tartar can build up faster. But here's what the myth leaves out. The vast majority of cats don't chew their kibble anyway. They crack it once and swallow it. The dental cleaning effect of dry food is minimal at best. Studies have repeatedly shown that dental disease rates are not significantly lower in dry food-fed cats compared to wet food-fed cats. What actually protects your cat's teeth? Dental chews specifically designed for cats. Regular toothbrushing. Yes, it's possible, and yes, some cats tolerate it. Veterinary dental cleanings under anesthesia when needed. If your cat eats wet food every day and you do nothing else for their dental health, their teeth may suffer. But that's a solvable problem. It doesn't mean wet food is wrong. It means dental care needs to happen alongside it. Weight, appetite, and the brain. Here's something that will make you rethink every feeding time. Wet food is lower in calories per gram than dry food because so much of its weight is water. A cat who eats wet food every day tends to feel fuller on fewer actual calories. Their stomach physically fills up. The sensation of satiety, that signal the brain receives saying enough, kicks. And at appropriate times, dry food is calorie-dense, easy to overeat, and a growing body of veterinary research connects high dry food consumption with higher rates of feline obesity. Obesity in cats is not just cosmetic. It's a gateway to diabetes and feline. Diabetes has become alarmingly common in the last 20 years, rising in almost perfect parallel with the explosion of carbohydrate-heavy dry cat food. A high-carbohydrate diet forces the pancreas to pump out insulin repeatedly. Over years, the system breaks down. Insulin resistance develops. Diabetes follows. Daily wet food keeps carbohydrates low. It keeps caloric density manageable. For cats who are prone to weight gain, indoor cats, spayed or neutered cats, less active cats, this matters enormously. But here's the other side of the story. The risks of daily wet food. Because this video would be dishonest if it only told you the good news. Wet food can spoil if your cat doesn't finish their portion and it sits in the bowl for more than 2 hours. Especially in warm weather, bacteria multiply. You may not smell it. Your cat may not care. But they are eating something that is no longer safe. Wet food must be picked up and refrigerated or discarded promptly. Wet food is more expensive. Per calorie, per meal, the cost is significantly higher than dry food. For owners with multiple cats or tight budgets, daily wet food for every meal is a real financial consideration. And then there's the issue of texture preference. Cats are creatures of habit with strong sensory memories. A cat fed exclusively wet food from kittenhood may refuse dry food entirely as an adult. This matters when you travel, when there's a recall, when wet food temporarily isn't available. Flexibility in feeding is something worth thinking about. Some cats also have specific conditions, certain types of kidney disease, pancreatitis, or gastrointestinal disorders, where the protein or phosphorus levels in standard wet food must be carefully managed. Wet food is not one size fits all for every sick cat. What the science actually says. Let's pull back and look at the full picture. The scientific consensus, when you read the veterinary literature rather than the marketing, is this. For most healthy cats, daily wet food is the superior choice. It matches their biological needs for high moisture, high protein, and low carbohydrates more closely than dry food. It actively supports urinary and kidney health. It helps maintain healthy body weight, and it gives their digestive system what it evolved to process. It is not perfect. Dental care must not be neglected. Storage and food safety require attention. Costs must be managed. But for the average indoor cat, the one sitting next to you right now, watching you with those slow blinking eyes, daily wet food is one of the best investments you can make in their long-term health. Your cat can't tell you what's happening inside their body. They can't tell you their kidneys are under strain, or that they're perpetually thirsty, or that they've been gaining weight for 2 years without you noticing. But their biology speaks. And now you understand what it's saying. The next time you open that can, you're not just feeding your cat. You're hydrating their kidneys, fueling their organs, stabilizing their gut, and doing something small that adds up to something enormous over the course of their life. That daily ritual, it matters more than you knew. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe because we're going deep on cat health every week, covering the things that actually change outcomes for your pet. Drop a comment below. Do you feed wet food, dry food, or both? I want to know, and I'll reply.